Hey everybody, we're at the CIPD Festival Work and we're going to continue our interview series of AI and TA and HR. And I'm here with Gary Hudson. Gary, great to have a conversation with you. Can you quickly introduce yourself, who are you, what it is you do?
Sure. So Gary Hudson, first and foremost, thank you for inviting me. Gary Hudson, the founder of AI CV Sifter. And our role in the talent piece is to help organizations of scale sift the talent as it comes into their ATSs and their CRMs. So in essence, talent teams have for 20 years relied on ATS and CRMs, but they're telling us they're quite difficult to search and to navigate. So we've built a sifting engine that plugs straight into them, back-end operational. You don't need to buy more tech. We're just a beautiful little AI engine that makes that tech sing and dance.
When did you find out that this was an opportunity for a product, and what was the moment? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, I can. So about 9 months ago, we started having had several conversations with large recruiters asking for pain points in their world. A lot of them were saying, well, actually, our ATSs and CRMs are ignored when it comes to hiring.
Yep.
So they walked us through the process, client phones up, 10 new roles, and suddenly the floor lights up and goes off to Indeed, LinkedIn, CV Library, ignoring their ATSs. And I asked, and we dug around that, and we found that actually the searching in most of the ATSs, CRMs, are lexical searches. So that's word passing, which belongs to the tech of 10 years ago, whereas AI is based in its roots as in semantic searching. So the matching, the context, and everything else around it is much sharper. So that was the moment when we figured, let's go hard on that. 9 months later, we were in fact here in March where we launched it at the Excel Center. And the interest was phenomenal. We're now being onboarded by some of the world's biggest organizations.
Fantastic stuff.
That is fantastic.
And are your customers mainly staffing agencies, or they're direct employers, or a bit of both?
So when we engineered it, we really thought we were just going to help out, let's call it the recruitment market, whether that's the recruiters or whether that's talent teams. And we play in both camps. The larger corporations in some ways are easier because they know the problem of the ATS, the CRM, whereas the agency will still think, well, I've got a client, I find 5 CVs quickly, I'll quickly read them and I think I can get my £10,000 fee. That said, we're now engaged in a trial with the world's biggest recruitment firm who see the operational benefits of using Sifter. So rather than their 60 grand talents wasting time looking at bits of paper or screens, they can go and have a coffee, hit the Sift button, come back, have them ranked, see the top 5, and then, it's a much easier process. So beautiful time saving for them. It means that all the little nuggets that could be there will be found and seen and spotted. And that brings operational efficiencies because we work at the back end as an OPEX. So we're a few pence per CV.
Yeah, fantastic. And as I understand it, the CV records are already in system.
Yeah.
So your product basically enables the user to be able to search that database of candidates more effectively.
100%, right? So we're sitting here on the Scotty AI stand, and the DNA of Scotty is the same as AI CV Sifter. It's an operational piece. There's a lot of data. Could AI do a really good job of sifting and searching the data? And the answer is yes, with a caveat that you can't just trust transformer models like OpenAI or Grok, because they can and do, because you don't own the infrastructure, can cause you a few niggles. So building out your own SLMs on the video servers, that's our approach. So then our clients can say, yeah, we're operationally living inside your ATS or CRM, but if you want it independent, completely independent, and you want to train it, we'll give you the engine. It's on-prem. You do what you like with it. You don't even need the instance.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. In terms of one of the accusations or concerns that people have when it comes to using artificial intelligence in terms of sourcing candidates and ranking candidates is, look, how are you going to debias this? How are you going to make sure that you're not accelerating bias?
Yeah.
How have you handled that objection? What's your approach?
Yeah. So in the engineering team, we knew that would be a concern for the blue chip companies that we work with. So the AI reads the CV, It doesn't understand whether it's a male or a female. It doesn't understand whether the candidate's Asian, English. It doesn't understand any religious context. It has literally no bias at all. It just is looking at the JD and looking at, in effect, the CV, and it is ranking and matching, sifting against that requirement. And those requirements are defined by our clients.
Yep.
So they can decide mandatory, optional. So the bias will come from the client operating CV sifter, not from our engineering.
Yep, fantastic.
Which is very good, by the way.
An additional critique of this scenario, we've obviously seen a lot of job candidates use artificial intelligence themselves, generating CVs, creating those types of things.
Yeah.
What's your position from a product perspective of how you, I guess, identify candidates that may have been, I wouldn't say fraudulent, but perhaps been a little bit economical with the truth?
Look, our role is to score the CV against the JD. We could put a filter in there to say this CV has been generated by AI, and if the clients want us to do that, then that's a very simple thing for us to do. I think the challenge, it really is for the recruiters on the talent teams themselves to then, once they see the CV, use something like Scotty to do a bit of background interpretation, understanding, flow, to make sure that the ranked, beautiful candidates are living up to the bit of paper. Mm-hmm. But we live in an AI world, right? And 80% of the Western world is now by default using some AI to do certain tasks. And obviously a CV is a natural thing for them to do. So I think for talent operators, recruitment teams, it's going to be a bit of a nemesis and a bit of a frustration. In fact, some no longer look at CVs, right? They're working different ways around it. I also think from a candidate perspective, and if you're anybody out there looking for a role or a job, do a video and then find the hiring manager and send that video to the hiring manager. You'll stand out in a way that the CV can't.
Yeah, fantastic bit of advice there from Gary. Final couple of questions for you. We're at the CIPD Festival of Work.
Yeah.
What's your general assessment of the event, and what's the positives that you're taking from the Festival of Work so far?
I think an amazing event for educating. So lots of stages are bringing topics that are in the boardrooms right now, are in the HR director's head. So they can come here, and there's so much, as you know, stage events happening, a whole menu to click on and look at. So I think, yeah, if you get nothing, what you're going to take away from this is a real updated, if you like, data dump in your own brain of where tech is helping HR, but also where some of those other nuances and change are happening in HR. And the boards are always looking at talent teams and saying, do I really need you? What value are you adding? They always seem to be lower down the food chain. So events like this where talent teams can engage, bring their knowledge up, present back to the board and articulate what's really happening out there, I think invaluable.
Fantastic stuff. Gary Hudson, wonderful to have a time with you. Thank you so much.
Real pleasure.